Hello folks, Adam Toms here reporting for MyLondon. Now you join me at Star Lane DLR station, but we're not doing a story about the DLR today. Today we are visiting TfL's new Lost Property Centre in West Ham. It used to be in Kensington, that was a temporary location, but it's since moved to its new home here in the east of London. You can see behind me it gives you directions to the Lost Property Office, were you to turn up here looking for a lost item. Now it's just a short walk away from Star Lane DLR station, the TfL Lost Property Centre, and it's located right next to West Ham Bus Garage. Around 6,000 pieces of lost property are brought in by lorries from TfL stations, trains and buses all over London every day. This is Abdul, a property assistant at TfL. He agreed to show me around.
So this is actually the first initial stage in which property actually comes into the business. We get drivers that go across all the stations and pick up the property. We get around 6,000 items a week on top of the 60,000 items that we currently have in store. So they then load up their property into these cages, which then gets taken into this area where it's actually ticked off and organised just to make sure that we're receiving the correct stuff. Literally, we get everything. We had a 50-inch TV this morning, air fryer, walking stick, wheelchair, electric scooter, absolutely everything that comes in. So currently, these are the cages that we have for items that have been processed but haven't actually been inputted onto the system to go into the storage location area.
And how many days worth do you think this is?
This could end up being around 2 months worth of work.
Once the lorries have dropped off the items, they are sorted into subcategories, including clothes, electronics, purses and wallets and important documents. Anything that can't be sorted into subcategories goes into the general section, and Abdul told me that this is where the more weird and wonderful things are stored.
In the general section, we do tend to get a variety of different items, come across anything. So essentially here we have an animal cage that was left in, no animal was actually received. We also have paintings, they do tend to come up quite a lot. We also have the weird and wonderful vegetable oil. We also could jars of paint, but absolutely everything could come in this general section.
And lots of bits of technology like video players and things as well.
Typewriters, video players. We did get a 19th century typewriter that came in recently. So everything. It's the weird and wonderful section of this place.
There's over 90 years worth of items at this warehouse in West Ham, and there's plans to turn a part of it into a mini museum.
So here we have the initial charges from 1940 on how much it used to cost for you to collect your property from the Lost Property Office.
And that's the original from the time?
Yeah, that is the original one. We do have one just here, which is from 1930. As you can see, the prices in shillings from the original 1930 from when we had it. Here we have a World War I stretcher that was actually used in the war, World War I stretcher. Prosthetic leg that was found. This was found in 2013 at one of the local stations. So I do tell you, we actually do get everything that comes into this office. Yeah, so old stop signs, we have old bus signs from London Underground and how they used to look. So the plan is essentially to turn this space here into like a mini museum, just displaying the history of the Lost Property Office over the 90 years that we've been in existence for.
All of this history and the more than 200,000 items that arrive each year need to be logged, so Abdul took us to the inputting area where all the lost property items are recorded on a huge database.
In which we actually take the individual items and load up as much detail as we can onto the system to try and actually get a match as possible. So what tends to happen is the customer fills out an inquiry, and as much the extra detail we take in this particular step will actually increase the chance of actually matching the property to the inquiry. So we have a grey hoodie here, but what we tend to look for is essentially branding, sizing, any significant distinctive piece of evidence that will actually make the item more identifiable for the customers.
Thanks to the hard work of the dedicated staff that work here, you can be sure any item you happen to lose on the network is in good hands. Those that are not collected will get sent to auction or given to charity, and this whole operation happens 24 hours per day. I think you'll agree that is super impressive.